All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, we are back again on the other side of the coin, and I've got Sage here. You might know him from Matisse's channel. Matisse's very, very close friend. I did a podcast with these guys. I don't know how long ago, a long time ago, and that was sensational. It was fun. It was sensational, actually. That was really good. Sage, really good to have you here, my man. How you doing?
I'm blessed, Mizzy. How you doing, man? Thank you for having me. And yeah, the last stream probably I'm going to do before the game, the all-important game. And
nice.
I preface this before we talk to say, everybody, Man City and Chelsea fans and everyone else watching, try to enjoy the game, innit?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, well said, man. You know, this is one thing I like about you. You're very respectful, you're nice, you're humble, and hopefully we get a very, very good conversation out of this today. Shout out to the live chat that's already joined in, and obviously a lot of people will join in throughout the streams. We'll see it post the stream. Thank you once again, always supporting the channel. Sage, we've got a lot to talk about, man. And today's show is all about the opposition analysis. So I'm going to try and get as much as Man City stuff from you. Trying to really build up, because we will have the Chelsea preview tomorrow with some of my boys that we generally have the preview with. So it'd be good to get some context behind City today from yourself. So that'd be very, very good to do. First of all, let's start off from the previous meetings that we've had this season, Sage, right? We had one meeting under Frank Lampard, which I kid you not, I felt so embarrassed after that match. I was like, get me out of this field, because we don't deserve to be playing in the same field as Man City. You guys were literally toying with us in that match. Like, I felt violated. I felt humiliated. I mean, yeah, the Arsenal loss prior to that was big, but that one I felt like, oh man, the difference between levels is epic. However, since then, Thomas Tuchel has come in, and we've now had 2 wins back to back on you guys. As much as City fans try to say that they're not rattled, it wasn't their A team, it was sort of like the B team. I want to get your perspective. I mean, how do you see the meetings, the last couple of meetings that we've had?
Okay, so we'll start with the 3. The first one, the Frank Lampard one. I believe personally that it was just a gap of class in management between Frank Lampard, who was a novice to pro-ish manager at the time, still learning the craft, versus a tactician of a manager, which was Pep Guardiola. And you can tell that by how that game went versus the next 2 games, which once that was under Tuchel, and the gap between management styles is a lot less there. And they are both we'll say world-class managers. And it showed. Ziyech seems to be our boogeyman. In my opinion, he scores goals. He scores against us, and that has put the fear of God in me. I will have to say, though, I did believe that the FA Cup was a bit of a... No, I don't want to use the word free hit, because I wanted to win the FA Cup, because then we'd be for the treble. Right?
You guys still had a decent team. I thought you still had a very decent team.
It was a good team. It was a good team. But I have to say, in that game, the second game of the season, the first Tuchel game against Man City, your attack was so fast. And like because you were playing like counter-attacking, really fast football. And what would happen is your wingers would get it out, and then they would try and look for Werner, obviously, to no success.
And we were trying to create that 1v1 sort of situation in the flanks, especially trying to get your wingbacks, your fullbacks in trouble. So
and it was working. It really was working. And I was like, damn. And I was just like, we're getting outplayed here. And like we had a lot of possession in the middle of the park, but it wasn't leading to anything. And that was kind of frustrating. But it was a good game. And then I'm not gonna lie, was I salty? Yeah.
You can be honest, bro. You can be honest.
And then the third game, that was a whole other situation. I thought we just played bad that game, personally.
After leading as well, Sage.
This is the thing.
Were leading.
If Timo Werner could just stay on side, you lot would probably be in the title race right now. I'm gonna call it. It's a bit of an issue for Chelsea, it seems, because that like he's deceptively fast. Like I look at Timo Werner, I'm like, he doesn't look that fast. Like he's well built, but he doesn't look as fast as he actually is. He can get the ball and run 25 meters in a couple seconds.
Like
it's just that decision making in the final third that's a bit iffy, you know?
Yeah. No, it's so true, Sage, because a lot of people in our fan base, and you would have heard it, that they don't always appreciate when Timo Werner starts, but there have been interviews from opposition players, and they've said this guy, like for example, Real Madrid, like they've actually said we were worried about his pace. Like he bothered us a lot. His movements, he's off the, just running behind the defense. It bothers opposition a lot. So you can pencil this down, Sage, for one. Timo Werner starting for sure against Man City in the final. Okay. He is 100% starting. Two players that I can definitely say that will start up front will be Mason Mount and Timo Werner. Now, whether it's your nemesis Ziyech is the third one or Kai Havertz, I don't think Pulisic is probably going to get a head start because he hasn't played that well the last couple of starts. He has got the starts. He hasn't done well. Havertz is probably my sort of tip to start, although I'm a massive Ziyech fanboy. And Ziyech, as you said, it's like he's got that flavor, that Man City flavor.
He has like a feeling for Man City. He likes to. He will. I think.
So there are certain players that just fancies teams, like they just like them. Do you know what I mean?
This season, Ziyech, 100%.
And 100%. I feel like he may just step up, but I mean, look, I got to admit, I haven't been happy with the way we've sort of finished our season. And I want to touch on that a little bit because up until that City game that we just played, our confidence was here, Sash. You would have seen Matisse in big sixes, the Oil Boys, giving it to you guys.
Can't hear enough of it. Oh.
But you know what? The way we ended the season, it's left a sour note on me. Do you know what I mean? We lost against Arsenal, lost in the FA Cup final. Yeah, we got that victory against Leicester, which helped us at the end. But then we couldn't finish the job against Aston Villa. We needed Spurs. We had to say thank you to those guys to help us get into top. But you guys, on the other hand, you had the losses in between, but you finished magnificently against Everton, 5-0. Yeah. You guys looked like $1 million on that particular match. And the emotion that happened afterwards with Pep Guardiola, the way he was talking about Aguero and whatnot, I just feel like you guys are in on the up, whereas we're in a bit of a strained situation. How do you sort of see that? Or do you think that it's a one-off game, it doesn't matter?
Firstly, Champions League games are one-off, so everything prior to that doesn't matter. But I will say, just like that, you should have beaten Arsenal. I don't understand how you didn't beat Arsenal. You were vastly superior the 90 minutes. It was Mason Mount didn't have the best. He had chances, he just didn't put them away as well as he should have. But you were way. That was just a sneaky Arsenal game. That's just a loss that happens. That's unfortunate. I do believe that you lot should have beat Leicester, but Leicester are also a good team. They're not a bad team. And I don't because I watched lots of commentary from lots of different Chelsea fans after the game, and I was like, you played well. I thought you played really well. You just did you just didn't put your chance. Like you just not even put a chance. You were just unlucky. I would say. I would say for the first 30 minutes of that game, you were vastly superior, and then you kind of switched off for from 30 all the way to 65, and that's when Leicester had their chance to do their best work. Yeah.
Thomas Tuchel said it as well post-match that he was actually not entirely unhappy. Like he thought we played well. We created. There was a Mason Mount chance, as you said. That was a massive save from Kasper Schmeichel.
A world-class save.
World-class save. But the first 30 minutes as well, Sage, in that FA Cup, we were all over them. How we didn't get out of that, with at least a goal, I wouldn't know. But what's the Man City camp moving into this particular match? I mean, you guys did have the loss here and there just before, but you got that big victory.
It was good because we won the league. So we had the league in the bag so much in advance. We could focus on stuff like the Champions League and rest players. So we've lost games, but we already had the league in the bag, and it's not like we were trying to get 100 points or anything. So who cares really? What I didn't like and this is just as a solo Man City fan, is how we were celebrating at the end of the season. Don't like that. Wasn't a fan of that. And I'm on the
what do you mean? You guys won the Premier League though. So
we were crying as if our season was over. That was it. Our season's done. We've won the Premier League. There was tears, celebrations,
Aguero,
champagne drinking. I'm like, whoa. We've got the most important game of our. I don't want to say it's the most important game of our entire club's history, but very close coming up. No, I will say it's the Champions League. It's all we've won. I didn't like the fact that there was so much emotions and celebrations. Hold that for the end of the season. I was like, this is not good management.
This is crazy. You guys.
I'm sorry. I know, but
you know, Premier League, 38 games, man. It's a long shift. Do you know what I mean? It's a long shift. So
you can imagine. Done. I know, and I understand the celebration.
This is the privilege. This is the privilege that you guys are sitting on, right? You win Premier Leagues like that, so you don't give a damn about Premier Leagues anymore.
No. Oh, no. A Premier League is a special thing. A Premier League is like a newborn baby. It's precious. You just can't get one every single day, you know. So I really do appreciate it. But Champions League time to focus. The one thing I can say is we have had a lot of rest. Our starters have had rest. So there's no excuses. If we lose 2-0 to Chelsea, if we lose 3-1 to Chelsea, if it goes to penalties and we have a De Gea type moment like Man United the other day.
That's madness, by the way. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was madness. No excuses.
That was madness. Let's move on to the next part, right? Thomas Tuchel and Pep Guardiola, right? Mm-hmm. There seems to be a bit of a deep story behind this. The Athletic has come out that recently, not recently, like a while back when they were in Bundesliga, they went to a bar together, shared drinks and whatnot, sat down and, they were talking about tactics and they were really getting into games where they've played against each other a while back. And they were, the detail this article sort of goes into was incredible because they were talking about the substitutions, the moments in the match where I think Thomas Tuchel was, he must have been managing Mainz at that time when they were playing Bayern Munich. And Pep Guardiola actually spoke during that season when he faced Mainz, and he was very impressed with Thomas Tuchel that was one of the teams that didn't want to just sit back against Pep's Bayern Munich, actually played football, pressed them, counter-pressed them, and so on. So he had a lot of praise for Thomas Tuchel from a long time ago. Similarly, Tuchel has always had praise for Pep Guardiola. Do you know what I mean? Like press conferences, we've seen that they've got a lot of respect for each other. They've learned from each other as well. What have you sort of heard from the fan base, or you've seen whatnot? Is there a lot of respect for Thomas Tuchel from your side of things, and how do they see the whole Pep and Tuchel sort of story?
Okay, so I think it's a rags to riches story for Tuchel personally, as in he was great and then he was good and then he got the Borussia Dortmund job which was great, and then he had a decline at PSG and now he's up again. I think he's a very disrespected manager. I think he's really good. I think very slept on, very tactically astute. He knows how he likes things, and the reason that I'm such a Tuchel fan with this Chelsea team, and I've said it on other streams, is the fact that he hasn't signed players. He's been given players, and he's taken players that were on the cusp of the team to get sold and has made them relevant enough to be starters or players that give you good minutes.
The fringe players. Do you know what I mean? The fringe players.
Really, yeah. And I'm like, that takes tactical awareness. You couldn't do that with a lot of managers. A lot of managers would need a window to ship people out and pull people in. And that is such an underrated thing. It really is.
100%. 100%, man.
I have to say also, I feel like from the Man City perspective of this final, no one's disrespecting Tuchel. I feel like everyone's like, yeah, he's a good manager. It's more about the players and how your mentality is more than anything else. Like, our one like saving grace is that you lot aren't your strikers aren't playing well. Yeah. That's where we're getting a lot of hope. But yeah, he's a very good manager. I think so.
Yeah, fair point, man. I see the whole story with Pep and Tuchel, there seems like there's a lot of respect and there's a lot of humility within themselves. I just wonder whether that all changes when it comes to the final and whether we actually see a bit of fight in the touchline. You know what I mean? That would really spice things up.
100%. I think so, because this is a whole other situation for Guardiola. It is. He hasn't touched.
Both the managers, they won this badly because Tuchel missed out last season. Yeah. And Pep Guardiola, very well, this is what he wants with Man City. He's done it pretty much everything else. So this is the one that he wants. And then this is the thing that I want to move on to the next one. Are City fans, or even Pep, from your perspective, are you guys at all worried, or you going with the swagger and the confidence that, no, we take these guys, we're going to beat them? Do you know what I mean? Or is there some percentage of worry that, they've done us a couple of times, we got to be a bit, do you know what I mean?
See, now this is the thing. My heart and my head say two different things. My heart is like 5-0, whitewash. 5-0. We've rested all the boys. We're just going to put on a masterclass. We're going to treat it like we treated Wolves and really just try and over.
Oh, my days, you compared us with Wolves.
That's disrespectful. I do apologize. But no, and then my head's like, the pressure that I know Pep is going to be under is going to be otherworldly. He needs to prove
there is that hidden fee, isn't it? There is that hidden fee. I know Pep you guys don't want to show it, but there is that hidden fee.
Yeah, he needs to prove that he can do it without Messi. And I know in his heart that is a hell of a thing. Also, there is a minor fear that certain players might not, the occasion, certain players aren't used to this. This isn't the Premier League. We've done this multiple times. We've never been to a Champions League final. And I feel like, who knows, like certain players might become a little bit shaky, but I'm hoping, I'm not gonna, and more importantly,
but let's be honest, Sej, you guys have mucked up a bit in the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Like last season, what was it, Lyon? You really should have gone past Lyon, and then that was incredible what happened there. The season before that, Spurs, I believe. I think it was Spurs, right?
Yeah, it was
the season before that.
Yeah.
So I can't remember the season before that. Must have been some other particular team, but recently, obviously, Spurs and Lyon. So you guys have, I don't know why you've mucked up in Champions League. So obviously now you've made it to the finals, but as you said, none of your boys have got to this stage.
Yeah.
Go on.
So I don't know the one thing I can say great this season, Pep has picked a style of play that we played in the Premier League and stuck with it. I don't understand Pep Guardiola's incessive tinkering with teams and playing formations and playing players that haven't been playing in our regular season.
You guys don't have a striker. You've been playing without a striker.
For false nine, which is okay, but we've been playing for a false nine for a while now because Aguero got injured earlier in the season. Last season, I don't know what the three central defensive midfielders was. It came out of nowhere. And I was like, this is Lyon. We could just play nothing but strikers and just run them down. And we didn't. And I was so confident that we were going to beat Lyon. And I remember watching that game because I watched it with Matisse. And I don't want to say I cried, but I almost cried. I couldn't believe what I've seen. And I thank him that this season he's had a consistent Champions League starting 11 and he's stuck with it.
You know what, Sage? There seems to be a theme because as I recall, the Spurs one and the Lyon one is the counter. The quick counters really got you guys from both the games. Similarly, the ones that we beat you twice, besides the second one, maybe it was a Ziyech brilliant goal from middle of the park. And then obviously the last big from Alonso. But the first one in the FA Cup, once again, the counter, Timo Werner squaring it for Ziyech. Do you feel like that is one thing? Because Lyon last season got you guys good with their pace. I can't remember the brother's name, that Lyon player. I can't remember that guy's name. Anyway, but
Tonko Ekambi, I think. Tuchel Ekambi, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, some fast Lyon player, and he got you guys good. Do you feel that could be a bit of an issue for you guys in this game as well? You guys do like playing with the ball. You want to play high line. You want to come at us, but it's that one moment, and it can get you guys. Like, is that something that worries you? That that Chelsea has the goods?
It is a fear, yeah, and you do have the goods. You have very fast players. Your production of what you would do in the final third is iffy, but
Yeah.
again, single game, single leg, you never know what's going to happen. The one thing I can say is, though, that did happen a couple times in the PSG game for Man City, and our defenders really reacted extremely well to it, and I was actually very, very excited. Now, this counter attack is the reason that why I'd play certain players over other players. But you never know, like, because your players are fast, man. You never know. We could get caught off, and I just feel like as long as our defenders are A1 and they have had enough time to rest, which is good. Hopefully we can quell that. As long as we can quell that and keep possession in midfield, we should be okay. But that's going to be harder. A lot easier said than done.
Sage, you know what I like? I like? I see the confidence in you. I really do.
Yeah.
But I can sense that inner fear. It's that fear of, oh my God, if we fail this one, like, don't lie to me, Sage. Deep down, most Man City fans, they're going to go up in the match with a lot of swag, a lot of confidence.
Yeah, of course.
But deep down, you're like, if we buckle this up,
it's going to be embarrassing. The reason why is, I know most Man City fans want me to come in here and just be arrogant and disrespectful. There's no need for that. And that's not honest. That's not real. I've never been here before. And I just saw yesterday something happen that I had absolutely no idea what's going to happen. I thought Man United were going to brush Villarreal off 4-0.
Bro, Villarreal looked the better team in the second half, to be honest.
And it goes to the point it really goes to show anything can happen. And to lie to myself and act like, oh, we're just going to walk through. Also, more importantly, there's a narrative that's being set. You've beaten us twice. Can you beat us another time? We haven't beat you once this season, so there's that fear there.
Baby. 3-peat, baby.
Can you beat us when it matters? And are we lying to say if there's not somewhat of a fear invoked in me that could be possibly the case? Take into consideration also, even though Man City fans want to use caveats of, our team wasn't our best team, wasn't this, wasn't that, still lost.
Yeah. Let's face it. Do you remember when Jose Mourinho said a couple of seasons back that the way he sees the Premier League table is Man City, the team, as first, Man City B second, and then the rest. So the depth that you guys have is insane. I do want to now move on to some of the storylines. Look, it's interesting. Let's not get twisted. There's no doubt about the fact that you guys are the massive, massive favorites. I think so. You guys are the massive favorites here, and we're the biggest underdogs here. No.
I've seen it. 4 games ago, it was sky high. Sky high confidence from Chelsea fans.
Four games change a lot of things, man. 4 games change a lot of things.
You lot have just as good a chance as you did 4 games ago.
Nah. I want to be the underdog. I want to be the underdog here. I want to be like the underdog.
I don't want the underdog status, because then do you know what happens with underdog status? If you lose, it's great. But if you win, all of a sudden,
it's amazing. But Sage, look, let's talk about some storylines, right? There's a lot of emotions. I know you said that post that celebration, you didn't want to see that celebration, but I somewhat understand some part of the celebration and the emotions. And let's talk about some of these, right?
Yeah.
One of them being Aguero. It is finished. We've known this for a little while now that this is going to be the end. And Pep Guardiola, obviously, Aguero has been injured earlier on in the season, but since he's come back, he still hasn't used him. Every now and then when he has used him, it's been fantastic. But you can see post-match, I've never seen Pep like that. He couldn't construct a sentence. He was tearing up. He was heavy voice, heavy chest. The way he was talking about Aguero, I was like, man, these guys are going to carry all of that into the final, and it's like they want to do this for Aguero as well. Obviously, they want to do it for themselves. But one of the biggest storylines here for me, from your perspective, from a Man City perspective, is the whole Aguero storyline. Do you know what I mean? It's his last season. This is the one that he's always wanted for Man City. He's won the league a few times. I mean, how big is this for Man City fans, for Aguero?
For everyone in Manchester, it's a really big deal. and it's kind of poetic justice in a way. It's kind of a second chance at a perfect send-off. We wanted to do this last season for David Silva, and I mean, we really wanted to do it for David Silva, and it really, like, on reflection, after the season, after we lost to Lyon, it really burned, because I was like, that would have been the perfect way to send out a legend. And these are our legends. I know they're still playing, and I know they're still about, but these players are putting years and years and years in making Man City relevant. Without these people, we wouldn't be anything. We would just be. We weren't anything before these players. So, like. It's like another chance to right the wrong that we messed up with last year, and it's not just it's not just any player. It's Aguero, not like.
But we still remember Martin Tyler, Aguero.
Oh man,
you know what I mean? It's iconic. It's iconic.
Oh boy, oh the tears, man. Oh my god, and it's just like. How else can we show our appreciation to someone that's done so much for us, you know?
And you know what? The players probably feel that way as well. Like they want to make sure that they send him off correctly. But let's be honest, though, he's probably not going to start, right? He's not going to start.
It's very, very unlikely. But you never know. 90 minutes is a hell of a time, plus added extra time, plus penalties. There are so many storylines because we don't know what's going to happen. Red cards, injuries. We have no idea what's going to happen in those 90 minutes.
It's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be unbelievable. Imagine him coming off second half, let's just say, like, score at 1-1. You know, he comes off second half, like 10 minutes to go. Oh, I don't want to see Aguero, man. I don't want to see... Okay. But you never know, man. You never know. Yeah. So obviously Aguero is a big storyline. Let's now also look at Pep Guardiola, because let's be honest, he's been brought in not only obviously to win the league, the style, obviously the football that you guys have been playing. I don't think it was that bad under Pellegrini as well before Pep. It was really good. But the one thing Pellegrini probably didn't have is he couldn't push you guys to that Champions League greatness, that next level. Do you know what I mean? You guys always seemed a little bit that quality like just lacked.
Too slow. Yes.
Yeah. And then Pep came in, and you knew it. It was just going to be a matter of time until he starts winning the league. And eventually enough, the first season was a bit of a learning curve, but he still came third. I remember the season that we ended up winning under Kante. And then the next season, you guys really got the juggernaut going on. And then since then, I don't know, under Pep Guardiola, 3 titles now? 3 league titles? 3 league titles, countless amount of league title, the cup, the EPL, or what do you call it? The League Cup, Carabao Cup. That's it, Carabao Cup.
The Man City Cup.
The Man City Cup. And you guys won the FA Cup as well, right? Last season, the FA Cup, was it?
No, we didn't win the FA Cup last season. If I'm
did you win any under Pep Guardiola, FA Cup?
No,
I'm pretty sure
I don't think we have.
Oh, you guys haven't won the FA Cup? Wow.
I don't think we have. Not under Pep.
Fair enough. But yeah, you guys done a lot of stuff with Pep Guardiola, but one big reason that he's been brought on for was this particular match right here. And Pep, obviously, since leaving, I think Barcelona, I don't think he did that. Yeah, he didn't do it with Bayern either, right?
Nope.
I don't even think he went all the way with... did he go all the way with Bayern to Champions League final?
I think he went to a final. I can check. I think he went to a final, but I don't think he won.
But he didn't win it, right?
No.
So how much does it mean for Pep as well to make sure that this is what your owners were looking forward to as well?
Everything. One, I've said it. He needs to prove that he can do it without. Oh, we did win an FA Cup.
Yeah, I was going to say you guys did win one. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, man. To prove that he can do it without Messi is the main thing. To prove that he can do it with himself, and I feel like him not doing it with Bayern Munich kind of hurt his stock a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that Munich team were primed and ready to win Champions Leagues, and he kind of just ended up not being able to do it. For himself as well, just confidence to know that he can do it, you know?
Yeah.
Just to know he can do it. And to bring something to the club, I feel like Pep's the kind of manager that when he comes into a club and the board and the higher ups set him objectives, he's the kind of guy that wants to meet those objectives. And him not meeting those objectives hurts him on a personal thing because Pep's a very passionate person. So I think he just wants to do it for himself more than anything.
No,
Really?
true. Because obviously, he keeps getting branded, and I want to talk a little bit about Pep. And I feel like sometimes he gets disrespected a little bit outside of your fan base. There are a few other rival fans out there who will always say, "Oh, he's nothing without the money. He's this, he's that." I'm like, you cannot be serious, man. The level of his genius is unbelievable. Yeah, you can throw money and get all the players, but you got to make them gel together. You got to make them tinker together. You look at Man United; they're throwing money, they're buying players as well, but they can't even beat Villarreal. Do you know what I mean? They can't beat Villarreal. so it's not just money. You need the smartness. Do you know what I mean? Like, so from that perspective, like obviously he won with Barcelona, with Messi. He would want to win this just to take that tag away. Or he only did it with Messi. Anyone can do it with Messi. Try and do it without Messi.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's huge.
It burns him because I feel like he wants his like legacy to be separated from Messi, and right now it's so interwoven that like people will be rocking that for the end of time.
100%, man. I want to talk about some big storylines from our side as well, right? So obviously there's storylines from you guys with Aguero and Pep Guardiola. I'm pretty sure there are other players as well that want it. Kevin De Bruyne probably wants this badly as well. Do you know what I mean? Especially against the club that disregarded him. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea So there's a storyline there too that he wants to put one up on us on the biggest stage. That's going to be interesting. But from our side, obviously, Thomas Tuchel.
Whoa! One of the bigger ones. That's you, both of us. Wait, you're missing. Future Gerrard versus future Lampard. So
Foden, Mason
the battle
Mount,
of the young boys. Who's gonna do it?
It's gonna be epic. And let's be honest, man. Foden is, he's different levels.
Mason Mount.
Days.
As well. I'm gonna publicly come out because at the beginning of the season on Matisse's channel, on Matisse's channel, when Lampard was in charge of Chelsea, I said by the end of the season, Mason Mount won't be a starter for Chelsea. I would like to publicly come forward and say I was vehemently incorrect about that. I never really understood what Mason Mount went under Lampard brought to Chelsea, even though he kept playing constantly. Under Tuchel, he stepped a whole level up.
Do you see it now? Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you know what I mean?
I see it. Like I'm like
it's more than just pressing, and it's more than just energy, right? There's a lot to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, now you're right. The Foden versus Mason Mount is going to be epic to see which sort of youngster. I've got a lot of respect for Foden, man. The way he's developed this season, it's just monstrous, man. I saw that whole Champions League tie versus you guys and Dortmund. Man, if it wasn't for Foden, we wouldn't have done well. You wouldn't have done well there. Do you know what I mean? And recently as well, like Foden's played some really big games against PSG as well. I think Foden was fantastic in the second leg.
He was good.
Helped out Mahrez get goals as well. So that was fantastic. But moving into our storylines, right? Thomas Tuchel and Silva, they're a couple of players that were in the Champions League final last season. So they gotta right some wrongs. Do you know what I mean? Like they know how it feels. They felt the pain, and this is why I said City got to feel the pain of losing a final in the Champions League first. Do you know what I mean? We felt our pain. I believe 2008 season where we missed out. John Terry slipped and then skyrocketed that shot, and then obviously 2012 we end up winning it. Thomas Tuchel, Silva, they felt the pain last season, so they're going to be back for retribution this season. Kante, God knows if he's ever going to get an opportunity again to play in the Champions League final, and he's pretty much won it all: Premier Leagues, World Cup. This is the big one, FA Cup as well. This is the big one that he wants, right? And obviously for the youngsters, do you know what I mean? Our youth players, we've now played in the Super Cup, 2 FA Cups. And we've bottled it. So they really would want to get this off their back. So that hunger and desire is going to be huge. Azpilicueta is another one. He's been a servant of this particular, for our club for a very, very long time. So he's going to bring it as well. This is probably going to be his last chance to ever get this particular thing. So which storyline from your perspective, like is going to be heavy on the night that it'll just sort of tip over? I mean, if you do believe in storylines,
I'm going to go with two. I'm going to go with Tuchel and Silva, and I'm going to go with Kante. Those two in particular. Why? Because that's something we like, that kind of fire of losing a final is something we've never experienced. We've never been there before. They have, your manager has, your star defender has, and I feel like that can bring out just energy in a player, and late on in a game when you just need something that you're just not ready for. And I feel like Tuchel knows what it means to be there.
That's right, my man. Like, that's right.
And you know that match probably replays in his mind night after night on, if I just did this, and this, whole another game, and he's just.
And you know what? He was whiskers away against PSG, against Bayern Munich last season. I know at the end Bayern Munich won, but PSG went that far away. Do you know what I mean? If it wasn't for Mbappe missed a couple of really easy ones as well, they would have won that, man. They really would have.
Yeah. They got lazy to the end of the match, but the start of the match they were killing it, and it was kind of a disappointment. And Tuchel, I remember, like, he was distraught when they lost, man. He was crying.
It was.
I feel like that kind of emotions only just makes things better in the long term,
Absolutely.
And then also Kante, what they say about Kante? 70% of the world is covered in water, and then Kante covers the
rest.
The rest, yeah. So he's going to be pivotal. I think Kante in the middle of the park is going to be, for you lot, he's going to be so key if you lot have any chance of really winning this.
Well, I hope he's fit, man. He did have some sort of issues against the Leicester game, the last one we played in the Premier League. And then obviously it didn't feature in Aston Villa. So I saw some pictures in training that he is back. So I'm hoping that he's back. The other one is Mendy. I hope Mendy is ready as well. Apparently he's got some bruised ribs.
Oh, he's not feeling well?
Well, he was subbed off at halftime against Aston Villa because he crashed into the post when Bertrand Traore scored. So apparently he's got some bruised ribs, but hopefully as a goalkeeper he can shake that off. And
can we just quickly, I'm a big proponent that most overseas players don't do amazing in their first season. Mendy has been phenomenal. When I mean like, I don't understand the Mendy hate that's online. I don't know what more.
Is there actually a hate?
There's like murmurs that people don't really like Mendy. They're not big fans of Mendy. And you lot should go sign Donnarumma in the summer. I'm like, I don't know what more he can do. What more can he do?
Bro, he's number one for me. I've always said it. Like, I know Donnarumma now is leaving AC Milan. Apparently, he's on free, and a lot of Chelsea fans are saying, "Let's get Donnarumma for a free." I mean, we still need to get rid of Kepa before we can think about a backup keeper. But I want to make sure that Mendy is number one. I don't want to get into this whole situation where we have a cup keeper and a league keeper. Look at the mess we got ourselves into.
Don't do what Arsenal did.
Well, look at the mess that we got.
You've got a keeper in form, and then you have another keeper. He comes in and then takes over, and then you sell the keeper that was in form, and then he goes on to do great things, and then the keeper that you had to bring back in, it's kind of just
we got to stop that. We got into a bit of a mess in the whole FA Cup. We had to bring in Kepa because he was the cup keeper, and then Tielemans took a long shot. Do you know what I mean? And funnily enough, it's gone in again. I'm not blaming Kepa for that match, but we can't get into this cup keeper and league keeper. We need one keeper, and I feel like that one keeper is Mendy. He's done enough. Look, let's get into some predicted lineups from Man City, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about tactics and whatnot. It's going to get interesting right here. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got 50 people live logged in right now. Smash the like button, number one. And if as I said, if you're here for the first time, subscribe. And I'm not sure, Saj, do you have any sort of social media stuff? I didn't see. Like, I don't know if you're available.
My Twitter up just because what he says is good for the brand. So
let me know if you do have a Twitter account. I'll put it in the description later down the track. So, but meanwhile, just let us know the handle so that at least 53 people can know where you're at.
Should I? Oh, just
say it out, bro.
SAGGIE_NIO on Twitter. Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm just going to write this down. So it's at SAGGIE
IE _ NIO.
NIO.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Go out there and follow Saj in football Twitter with that particular handle. Let's get straight into this, Saj.
Okay.
What's your lineup? What's your formation, first of all? By the way, I need to say, I can't believe you guys matched our formation in the last Premier League game. That kind of made me feel like, why is Pep Guardiola playing 3 at the back when he's never done that?
I thought he was just trying to sack you out. I personally, that's what I thought it was, isn't it? I thought
it was just kind of backfired. We ended up winning.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
No doubt.
There's not going to be 3 at the back for the final, is there? Are we going to see a surprise?
Hopefully not. God forbid. let's do what works, isn't it? Let's go for the 4 at the back.
No problems. Who's your look? I think I know Edison. 100% is your goalkeeper.
100%. Of course. Back 4. I'm going 4-3-3. Of course, we've played it this season. We know the style. Let's not change what isn't broken.
That's right.
Left back.
Diaz and Stones.
Of course, Diaz and Stones. The dynamic duo. Diaz has brought something like Stones that I didn't think he had personally. He does. Of course, crazy. Right back, Walker. He's done his thing. And this one, I've said a couple times, and it has upset people.
This one's going to be interesting. Yeah, because I feel if it's Mendy got done last time. Mendy got ripped up. Do you know what I mean?
And I know people are like, play Cancelo. And I'm like, nah. A lot of people like, play Cancelo. I'm like, he's prone to a mistake. As good as he is.
By the way, it's a good point. Cancelo has been fantastic for you guys this season, but I feel like you're right. There is a mistake in him. We try and find. This is where we generally try and find your mistakes in these areas.
Yeah.
But Walker is solid. I don't think we have faced. Was he there for the FA Cup? He definitely wasn't there for the. Maybe he was there for the last Premier League games. Live chat, let us know if Walker was there for the last Premier League game that we played against Man City. I think he might have been there. But Walker obviously is solid. Zinchenko has been brilliant. So this is the lineup that you'd go with at the back, yeah?
Yeah. I think Zinchenko, and I play him personally because I think he's the one in our team this right now. He's the most underrated player. I think he's been great. Every single time I've seen him play, he's been great. He was great in the last game. Also, the first game. I keep mistaking those two. Of the PSG game, and I think he's awesome.
And he's got that grit, man. Like I saw that PSG game. He's got a lot of grit. I just want to bring this particular comment out. I think this is 100% Zinchenko. What a baller, underrated. Honestly, he is. All right, let's go with who's your sort of holding midfielder.
Okay, I've heard everyone critique him to the stars. We should play Rodri. No, we're not playing Rodri. We're going for the experience of Fernandinho. I've seen so many people say online, he's old, he ain't got the legs. It's a one-off game. And a lot of people need to not forget this is a one-off game. This isn't a league game where you're fighting for 3 points. We need experience, and we need someone that can...
Are you worried, though? Mason Mount had the number on Fernandinho last game, though. Do you know what I mean?
I understand. I understand. I give him credit for that. But this is a whole other level now. We're doing it.
You need the experience. Experience.
Yeah, we really do, man. I think we do. And I think Rodri is good, but he's at getting back, not always the most on job person ever. So I think Fernandinho will get back more, and if our defense need help,
as you said, the experience and the know-how. You need players that just know how to play in this match. But I don't mind seeing Fernandinho. I feel like Mason Mount could, that youthful nature could have the number. But it'd be good
in the middle of the field. Yeah,
it is what it. Who's on the right side?
The playmaker himself, the most quiet player on our field. No. Oh no, KDB. No. Silva. No. We're going false 9. We're going false 9.
Right.
We're going false 9 here. Silva.
Enough.
What more can I say? He gets the ball, he will run, and he will head up, and he'll be looking for passes. That's what he can. And every now and then, if he does see space that he can run into himself, he's willing to do it. He's willing to carry the ball. He's willing to hold the ball. And what more can I say in terms of distribution?
It's interesting that he's developed that game over here because generally last season he was playing more over here,
wasn't he? Way higher up, yeah.
So it's interesting that he is building that game in the center of the field, much like David Silva as well. So you rate him over there, yeah? In that position on the right side.
I think, yeah. And then
so Gundogan on this side,
100%.
Bro, this team is starting to look really, really good, man.
I know, but it's crazy because the players that we're leaving out are even just great as well. He has probably been our rising star of the season. I did not see. He's been good. He's always been good. A little bit injury prone. He was quite injury prone when he was at Dortmund. He came here, was injury prone for the start of his career, but he's healed up now.
That January period, if it wasn't for Gundogan, you're not winning that league.
Sunk.
Do you know what I mean? You didn't have KDB. It was Gundogan that carried you guys during that time for tons of goals, assists as well. I remember because I had him in my fantasy Premier League and I had captained him. He was I bought him for like £5.1. Do you know what I mean? 5.1 million. And he was ripping it apart. So I know he was doing well. By the way, injury front, anyone injured from here or you guys are all fit? Because I remember at Gundogan there was some issues, wasn't there?
Oh, is that? Okay, I haven't heard anything.
I don't know. I thought there was.
Our rotation has been solid in terms of everyone. From the last time that I heard about, I saw Pep give a conference. Pep said everyone should be ready for the final.
Nah, fair enough, man. Looks like, I mean, I think it might not have been the Everton game, but maybe the game before there was some concerns with Gundogan, but I'm sure they'll probably all be back. It's that front three, man. It's that front three is going to be interesting. I think I know who's going to be on this side. It's got to be Mahrez, man.
Yes. Come on, man.
By the way, we need to talk a little bit up with Mahrez. Look, I want to obviously I want Chelsea to win the Champions League. I want all our players to do well, but every now and then there is one rival player that catches my eye, and Mahrez. It's been a while. It's not just this season. I feel like he doesn't get the respect that he needs to get in the Premier League. Everyone talks about Salah. They talk about Mane. They talk about, let's say Jamie Vardy or whoever else. Do you know what I mean? Like, Kane and the lots. Mahrez doesn't seem to get the praise, and he's won a lot of trophies with you guys. He's a Premier League winner from Leicester. I'm pretty sure he was the player of the season.
Player of the season, he was. Yeah, he was.
And this season, he's been unbelievable.
A lot of people get upset when I'm Man City fans and other fans. I said when we initially signed Mahrez, I didn't think he would ever be a star. A lot of people get upset about that. But when we did sign him, we had players in these positions. Well, I thought it was like a great complementary piece as a bench player, but I didn't think he would start. He's gotten better with time. He's learned the systems. He's learned what Pep requires from him, and he's really, really willing to work. Where I honestly thought when everyone won the when Leicester won the Premier League, I didn't see those players going on to even do better, which pretty much all of them have. And it's this season, his consistency, despite having to because earlier in the season there was a lot of rotations. Early on the season before Aguero got injured, there was a lot of rotations. So Mahrez wasn't a dead set player in any one position. He was moving around, and the fact that he was still having such consistent performances, it really goes to show just how good he's been. And next season is going to be interesting because he's been so good. And with Aguero leaving, I don't know what's going to happen next season in terms of starting places for certain players.
Do you know what, Sej? Hold that thought, because I do want to talk about strikers at the end, because we have a bit of a striker dilemma as well, and you guys have a bit of a striker dilemma, and I do want to end the show with that down the track, because I think that'll be an interesting talk. I do want to talk about this commentary. Mahrez has Chilwell and Rudiger on his side. He might be shut down in this game. Look, I've seen Mahrez do Chilwell previously last season. I know this season Chilwell has been fantastic, and I'm hoping that he plays well. However, Saj, I don't know if you've seen Rudiger this seson under Thomas Tuchel.
He's been beastly. He's been
a monster. How do you see this panning out? Because I've got to be honest, I don't think Mahrez would have come for me. And I don't know, a lot of the live chat might laugh at me right now, or some may support me. Rudiger for me has been world class under Thomas Tuchel. He really has been. I think he's been world class, and I don't know if Mahrez has come across this level of defender this season as yet. Do you know what I mean? So this will be a good challenge. How do you feel this is going to go down?
Beyond a good challenge. Again, another one of those fringe players.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden has just stepped up. When I mean stepped up, he's stepped up to the point where he's proven why he's Euros German worthy of a place. And he's fast. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
That's right.
Mahrez is fast, but is Rudiger faster? That's what we really need to find out. Defensively solid. I feel like I would say he's your second best defender.
Bro, a lot of people obviously will put Silva up front. And look, I'm not going to lie. Silva, his experience has been fantastic. And he's always the world-class player that he is. He's always going to be that. But I have to put Rudiger just a bit ahead in this under Thomas Tuchel, because obviously Silva's been a bit injured here and there. He didn't play. Rudiger, bar that own goal that we had ages ago, he's been flawless. He's had Suarez in his pocket. Real Madrid, he was a beast with a mask on. He just a beast. Do you know what I mean? Leicester as well in the Premier League, he was unbelievable. He was starting to do prime Maradona 360s and whatnot, taking long shots, driving up front. I do worry one thing though, Sage, is Mahrez's trickery. He's very quick with his feet, man, Mahrez. So it's definitely going to be a bit of a. It's
going to be interesting to see if I feel like Silva might have to, Walker as well, might have to help him out a bit. Seriously.
Well, we've got a comment here from Mohammed saying Rudiger is faster. I like that.
I've heard a lot of Chelsea fans say this. We will see. We will see. I've heard a lot of Chelsea fans say this.
Bro, who's going to be on your left on the other side between the false line?
The young boy.
It's got to be Foden, isn't it? It's got to be Foden.
The prodigy. The chosen one. The next in line, the reincarnation of Silva. Who knows?
By the way, Sage, is that the position? Like, I know he's quick, he's dynamic, he's got good shooting technique as well. Is that the spot that you kind of want to see him flourish down the track, or can he play somewhere here,
long term,
or more midfield?
No. It's gonna. I just don't. It's gonna be interesting. You never know. Kevin De Bruyne could play out wide. I don't see it happening. I see Foden being out. I prefer Foden on the personal level as a central attacking midfielder. Next season we'll see what happens there. But he was good in the first PSG game. He just couldn't put his chances to bed. He was even better in the second leg. Foden versus James, I just saw come up in the that's
gonna be electric. By the way, there's a picture in social media how I think it was Foden and James in the FA Cup youth days, and they're locking heads together. So that's going to be interesting now in the Champions League final.
I think the matchups between our attack and your defense are more interesting than our defense and your attack. I have to say, I really do think so, because your defense has been so good this season. It's the reason that it's been able to push you, and where you've been able to go. So even though that your attack is not the best, your defense has made up for it in such a big way, which is great.
No, 100%, man, 100%. Who you got? Matisse behind you?
No, Davi's just there. He's just off screen. Do you look? You're right there. You might as well just
say hello. Say hello to all of us. Yeah, David, the granddad.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Oh my days.
Trying to keep my composure. My apologies.
Hey, so in the middle, it's going to be KDB, of course.
Has to be. Now,
and that looks like a phenomenal team, man. By the way, guys, there's a few people saying, Miz, we want to see Chelsea lineup. Guys, you will see the Chelsea lineup tomorrow in the preview. Today is all about the opposition analysis. That's why I got Sergi, Man City fan, to do this. So stay tuned for tomorrow. You'll see that. But Sage, man, this is a phenomenal team, man. Like,
hey, man.
Just how do you sort of pan out? Like, let's talk a little bit about tactics before we talk about that last bit of strikers. How do you see this game happening? You guys always love carrying the ball. You guys love the possession-based football. Yeah. At the same time, I remember Christensen recently in a press conference, Andres Christensen said that we're very annoying to play against, and especially the teams that want to keep the ball we try and take the ball away from them and get them to do the running. You guys don't like running around too much, though. You do like the ball. You don't like too much running
love
around.
The ball is our best friend. With I like that old basketball. As long as we have the ball, you can't score. You know, it's oh man, I don't know, because I feel like Walker is gonna do a lot of running. Where as on the other side, Zinchenko is gonna try and do what we did in the first game of the Champions League, where he's gonna try and ping balls to Mahrez and Foden, and then hopefully from there, and then it's gonna be interesting. I don't know, man.
You know it's going to be something like this, isn't it? Like it's going to be a high line. Probably. These guys are going to be more or less around here, KTB around there. You know,
and then the moment you get the ball, it's going to switch, and then everyone's going to.
And that's the thing, Sage. Like the moment we break around these areas, we're going to try and find these two brothers and these guys isolated. Do you know what I mean?
The two fullbacks are really going to have to play stellar today if we have any genuine chance of. Because I know you're going to pick runners. You are, because you've done it all season. You're going to pick runners, and it's going to be interesting to see. I know you are. And
Timo Werner around these areas, and then Mace around sort of these areas, and then whether it's Havertz or Ziyech, it'll be around here. And each one of those, whether it's Havertz or Ziyech, they got a lot of pace to ensure that they track Werner's run. I
have no doubt that Diaz is going to play well. It's going to be a big game, and not a lot of people are talking about. This is a big game for Stones. He's really going to have to prove. Like he's proved it throughout the season, but this is a whole nother thing. He's really going to have to prove his worth, and hopefully, because he was very good in against PSG, both legs. Hopefully, he can just keep his nerve and. Whew,
let's be honest as well, Sage. You guys have recently found it a bit difficult with us with the three at the back. So our defense, the three at the back, and then the double sixes, you've found it very difficult to open that. I know in the last game, let's be honest, if it wasn't for Andres Christensen being a bit rash, I feel like it was a bit rash moving into the ball, and then obviously Sterling got into the end of it. But does the three at the back that kind of worries you guys? Like you guys have struggled against us. Why is that? Like. You guys generally open up other teams, but when it comes to us and the three at the back, it's very difficult.
I would say the reason that we've struggled with, personally, in my opinion, is you lot have a lot of pace, and you have very decent distributors of the ball. Yeah. Jorginho, for instance, he can find a pass where if we get caught napping in midfield and like you've got good distributors of the ball. Plus with runners, it kind of like, I'm not saying it causes an overload because you have another man in midfield, but it needs, like, we need to be mindful about how we go forward. Yeah. Because if there's any space, you will exploit it. And I found that, again, the fullbacks, for me, I found in the last few games, you lot have gotten the ball, locked up, and whipped balls, and our fullbacks haven't, because our fullbacks have been, because we're weird. We'll play high up the field. Our fullbacks haven't had enough time to get back, and that's where issues have been caused. I feel so. Yeah.
Man, I'm hoping we can even hopefully we get a red card out of you guys as well, man. I'd love to see a Man City player putting a foul on Timo Werner and get last man defending red card.
Hopefully
I'd love to see that.
Hopefully not. God forbid.
By the way, I saw a comment here. I just want to bring that up. Someone said, Charlie, we've got a Man City fan here. Charlie, shout out to you, man. Man City fans. Very difficult means we beat you guys 1-3 in January, man. Yeah, that was Frank Lampard and not three at the back. That was with us playing that 4-3.
Whole different team.
Yeah, it was a whole 4-3-3 with lone DM and attacking edge. So totally different. And the last two games, I don't think you guys struggled a little bit to open us up. So yeah.
Yeah,
Sage,
we did, to be fair.
This is the lineup that Sage has gone for, Man City. Let's now talk about the last bit that I wanted to say. Obviously, look, let's do a little bit of prediction before we go into the last bit. What are you predicting score-wise?
I'm going to go 3-1 Man City. I'll go 3-1 Man City. Okay, you heard me, Dummy. 3-1 Man City.
3-1. My days. We haven't conceded 3 in a long time.
I know.
West Brom game was an anomaly. Let's be honest. So
you're talking the West Brom game. That was
so
also,
it's going to be a madness.
Mateus Pereira is a really good player, by the way.
Oh my man! I don't know what they're doing over there, but for some reason, West Brom got the double on us this season. So I'm not really sure what happened over there. 3-1, man, that's pretty crazy. I'm thinking either a 1-0 win for us or a 2-1 victory. I feel like we're defensively strong, man. We're very strong defensively.
You're great.
So
you see this go to extra time.
And I don't want to, man. I really don't want it to go to extra time because that gives me heart palpitation. I feel like our pace, because the way you play with such a high line, our pace will catch you. It will catch you. And if you're not ready, if Diaz and Stones are not ready, it's
gonna be a problem. I'm excited to see your team selection tomorrow, man. I really am.
Check out the team selection. Yeah. Check it out. Lastly, let's talk about this whole striker situation, right? Both our clubs got a bit of a conundrum situation at the moment. Obviously, you guys are letting go of Aguero. I'm not really sure if Gabriel Jesus is your long-term solution. He is a nice backup sort of player. He's a good player. Let's not get our words twisted about that. Obviously, we linked with Lukaku. Now Kante leaving Inter Milan.
You linked with Aguero at one point.
I don't know what was going on. And apparently Aguero was interested as well. Like he was apparently interested to join Chelsea. I don't know how that happens. I honestly can't see how he plays for any other English Premier League teams besides.
I probably couldn't. No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. But obviously, Conte has left. We're linked with Lukaku because they've got a lot of financial issues. I'll have that show later tonight where I'll elaborate on that. So we'll talk about that later on. But from your perspective, are you guys? Because Pep has come out categorically and said, We're not.
Yeah, no. Let's stop.
Are we getting one? Are you guys getting one?
No. I don't believe. Understand the Solskjaer thing is great, and it's wonderful, and it's worked this season. But I've had this dispute with a couple of people. Let's not play silly. If Aguero doesn't get injured, we're not playing this way. And this is a matter of a fact. We had to adjust this season, and Pep used his big managerial brain, and came up with another system, and the players have bought into it, and it's worked. We still need a striker. We need someone that we can rely on with the goal-scoring mindset that can get 20, 25 goals a season.
Are you talking about Harry Kane? Are you talking about Harry Kane?
Oh, I never said Harry Kane. I said a striker. I don't the words. Don't put them in my mouth.
What is the talks? What is the talks in the City camp at the moment? The City fan base, the City newsletters. Is it Harry Kane at the moment?
It's looking like a couple of people. Now, Conte leaving Inter has changed the game slightly because players that were playing for Conte and would have definitely stayed at Inter if Conte was still the manager may not do so. And
you got Lautaro. You got Lautaro.
Yeah, you got Lukaku. Imagine you get Lukaku, we get Lautaro, we go again next season.
Lautaro is similaristic, I suppose, to Aguero, so like for like. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Literally like for like. Just
is that the kind of is that what Pep wants to go now, or Harry Kane? Like honestly, if you guys get Harry Kane, I think
Harry Kane, of course. But the price point, the price point between Harry Kane and Lautaro, is it going to be worth it? That's the real question. Harry Kane, of course, is awesome. I just don't see, when it comes to Harry Kane, I don't see Levy selling to anyone in London, so that rules the London clubs out. Yeah. And if it's true that Kane wants to stay in the Premier League, but then also we don't know who's going to be the next Tottenham manager. There's so many managers about right now.
But if Poch comes back, apparently Poch is on the way back. So maybe
if Poch comes back, if Poch comes back with guarantees, I think Harry Kane will stay. But then also, is it feasible for Poch to come back, considering that he's in his first year of a PSG contract? What would the buyout clause be? You don't know these things.
I find that strange. I really do. I find it so strange that why sack him then if you're going to consider him to come back?
Again, I think Daniel Levy wanted to be the man, and he thought someone I don't understand personally. Poch has bought so much, just the mentality-wise to Tottenham, that he raised them. Yeah, of course they never won anything. That's one thing, but the mentality, they went from a 6th, 7th team to fighting for top 4 every season. So I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but hey, like Simeone has finished 3rd multiple seasons, but you never saw Atletico Madrid, the higher up saying, "Do you know what, you're done." They stuck with him, and now they're
won the
success.
league.
Yeah.
There you go. No, man. Alex here with the super chat. Thank you so much, my man, for supporting all the time. All of them got to be in tiny Kante's huge pockets, man. I hope so, man. Kante is going to be a big player for us, man. I hope he's fit. I hope he's fit and he's playing. I want to read out some of these comments, some crazy comments coming out. Declared saying, Chelsea, get Lautaro, please. Do you know what I mean? That's something.
I thought you wanted Lukaku. I thought he was your guy.
We want Lukaku, but you don't know what Thomas Tuchel's thinking. Do you know what I mean? Thomas Tuchel, it could be a bit of madness over here.
What happened to Haaland? We ain't feeling Haaland no more.
Now, Haaland's saying that he's staying at Dortmund. Do you know what I mean? Like Dortmund's made Champions League, so apparently he's not going anywywhere. So I thought you guys were in for Haaland. I thought at one stage that City was definitely going for Haaland.
I realized that his agent's Riola, and I was just like, nah.
Yeah, he's going to be worth a lot of money if anyone tries to get it, because his buy clause is 75 million
next year.
Season, so you get it for a bit of a cheaper price. Man, it's been great talking to you, Sage. Honestly,
I appreciate it.
Great opposition view. Hopefully, the live chat, you guys have enjoyed this as well. Smash the like button, number 1. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. And with Sage, I think I'll put I will put in the Twitter handle in the description later again, it's somewhere in the live chat. But just for everyone's sake, again, Sage, what is it again?
SAGGIE_NIO.
NIO. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Go out there and follow Sage on football Twitter. That's his handle. So help him out as well over there. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps us up. I will have another show later on tonight, UK time, 9 p.m., where we will talk about Lukaku link and the whole Kante situation leaving. May have a little bit of banter about Man United, and it'll be a live call-in show as well. So, guys, the fans, if you want to tune in on that, you can come in, talk directly, and then we can all sort of discuss the whole matter together. So do look out for that, 9 p.m. UK. And obviously tomorrow, I'll get the preview gang and we'll do the proper Chelsea side of things, the preview into the Champions League final. So
excited to see.
Yeah, so do check that out. Tomorrow, I'm not sure. By the way, do you know, Saj, is there going to be a press conference? I think there should be a press conference.
There will definitely be. There's always press conferences before finals.
Yeah, because I think there was one on Monday as well. I don't know why there was one on Monday. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure there will be one. So, yeah, look out for that preview straight after the press conference, hopefully around, I'd say, 2 p.m. UK tomorrow. Just stay tuned for that. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Until next time,
take care. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
And Sage, obviously, thank you heaps.
Thanks, man.